I am on the Find a Student website and they notified me about it. That's how I got to do it. Yeah, and I've just applied.
A good friend of mine, Steve, had phoned me up and told me about it, thought I'd be interested and gave me Bjorn's number. And I phoned it up and we discussed it and yeah, I decided it would be something I'd be interested in.
It was actually through Majestic, Scott's online virtual community, which sort of sent out a lead email. Filled out what interested me and the whole Midgard philosophy came back.
And then we started getting more correspondence from Midgard as well as Bjorn himself.
I've known Midgard now since May. I met them through a friend that I've been attending the Midgard meetings.
I got it from Find a Student through internet.
The idea of a movement towards green construction resonated well with me.
I started doing a little bit more research about Bjorn himself and the other facilitators on the course, and it's sort of aligned what I've been trying to fit into what I do and studying it at the same time together.
I studied architecture and interior design, and it appealed to me the different forms of new ideas in housing and implementing different types of forms of design and into architecture. Yeah.
Because I'm an economy student, like I found it important to do something like sustainable development to help people, to know the ways to do things. The
actual knowledge and the physical part about doing and building a sustainable home.
I've just completed a degree in interior design and working at the moment, trying to get some experience, and I'm hoping to eventually merge what I've learned about sustainable living with design and design principles so that one day I can maybe provide a service to people who want to live sustainably.
To learn or to refocus my studies into something that suits my lifestyle a bit more and now learn new techniques appealed to me.
I'm very interested in conservation of nature, of the planet, of wildlife. I've done a game ranging course which falls in with the permaculture ecology side of it. Basically that.
The practical things about how to do permaculture, what water is actually all about.
What I enjoy the most, like when it taught us about like using materials, recycling materials, because at first I thought maybe think that we call it waste, we have to take it and throw it away, but here I learned that we can take it and recycle it and use it to do something which will last for a long period.
So I'm studying drafting and architectural redevelopment, and so from a design point of view I'm going to be moving more towards becoming a green designer, so not necessarily designing completely new developments, but solving problems in existing designs, something related to that. And so from that point of view, that's where this appeals to me.
I've got an agricultural background, so for me, I have not actually ever worked with soil and stuff like that before, but knowing that we have this land back at home that I could actually work with and develop into something and be able to teach other people ways and means of living, not in the ways that we have been living. Yeah.
Everything, literally everything. I mean, there's so much that a person, either a new homeowner or an existing homeowner could do to introduce different little things to just make their homes and the way they live a little bit more friendlier to not only the environment but even their own health.
The practical building aspects have been quite interesting. I've enjoyed the different methods that we've been exposed to.
The water theme, really, you really learn to appreciate the water around you, and just learning how water actually works around you and in your body itself. Yeah.
I'm a geographer, I'm a town and regional planner, and I've done conservation work in the past. So it ties in every little bit of that in building sustainable communities and the relation between man and nature and how to go on from now in developing sustainably.
Personally, I would like to continue with the permaculture part. I found all of them interesting though. I mean, it's very applicable in any area of your life. Your personal homes or helping people with redesigning, and so it's amazing. It's really a very interesting course in all aspects, as well as the community self-development, which I thought was fascinating, which was Bjorn's area. Amazing.
Definitely the permaculture side. Although it is a very old thing that people have been practicing for so many years, it was new to me. I designed townships in terms of infrastructure and what is cheapest and easiest available. And now looking at it from a nature and human point of view, how to restructure it, and that actually we can utilize infrastructure in different ways that's naturally and environmentally friendly.
There's so much you can do, little things to big things, and you don't need money to make changes to the way you live.
The water, working with the water, which was Thomas Lindros, was very interesting, as well as the community integrating techniques.
And our desert temperatures that we have, the cooling systems we can implement in the way you're designing your home, how you would lay out your your aloe plants, your gardens, and that type of stuff. So it has been very educational in every way, yeah.
It's been quite interesting to find out everyone's different opinions and approaches and how diverse a group was attracted to this initial sort of group of people going through the process. So that was quite interesting.
There's been tremendous growth because Bjorn works directly with the humanity side of it, and in terms of just learning about my role in life in general, within my family, within the community at large.
I think I've grown because the way they have implemented the course on us, it has been a therapeutic way of looking at yourself and how you are actually living, and you are growing in yourself every step of the way.
Bjorn basically teaches people to integrate the different institutions of a community into your own life, and how first discovering that in yourself. So the technique, the politics, the art expression, and your history, and finding out who you are, what you want to be, and what you can offer, not only to a physical community, but as a global community, to your family, to anyone. And he teaches you to grow within yourself, self-discovery. It was amazing.
I have tied in my knowing and being and doing. I've integrated all of that to actually know who I am for the future, how to work, to do my job more responsibly, and honoring myself and everything and everybody around me.
It changed me because now I feel that I gained some confidence. I know that I can do something. I have the ability, I have the potential to do things. Ni nga kota ku va ni emahlweni ka vanhu ni tisa ku cinca ka vona, ni tisa vutomi lebyi nga bya kahle, ya swi va kahle hi ndlela yaleyo.
It's been a very nice reflection to be around so many people in close proximity, staying with people here on the farm, as opposed to it being sort of like a clinical go to college, come home type thing. It's been nice to be in that environment with all the different people, all the different personalities, and finding out more about sort of the diverse opinions that are out there, and the many applications which people can use the same technique for, which has been interesting.
There's more to life than just what appears to be, and you have control to change your behaviors and your character to suit, or at least to align it with the goals that you have in life.
It's reaffirmed my beliefs in community, because I think personally society seems to condition you into sort of giving up hope on fellow man, if you want to put it in that context, that you sort of each to their own is how we seem to live our lives. But when it comes back to this community pretense, it's something new and it's something that works, and you enjoy the process a lot more, and that's what it's done for me, the benefits that it's given to me. Yeah,
Definitely it broadens my scope in town planning, how I can apply principles in future to actually build more human-friendly communities.
I'm hoping to continue on this track and do some more courses, learn more about it, and maybe bring this to the people later on once I've figured out which direction I want to go, and hopefully set up courses and spread the word, teach people about the various concepts that we're open to.
I'm starting a project within the next month where I'm actually involving the community on our land, where we will be building sustainable housing and the agricultural part and the water parts, using waterfalls as a system in overflowing and using your water, reusing your water in your homes. Yeah, that's my next step after this.
First, like, I'll go to my community and like propose out, tell them what I've learned here.
We've just been throwing around ideas, and we've been struggling to decide on what we wanted to do with that land. And this course just showed me the way of where we have to go look forward and making our environment more friendly.
I'm hoping that one of my goals, which is to establish a company that can provide a service where people can find solutions to environmental problems on their own doorstep, and take what I've learned here and align it with what I've learned in my degrees and previous experience, and merge the two and provide something that's unique and that works.
Especially with energy, in relating to energy solutions, energy provision and insulation provision, which are the two things that sort of very much appeal to me. On hand, what can be dealt with at the moment without massive research or huge expense. You can go out and get it done quite easily. And I've already started integrating a lot of that into the designs that I'm currently doing.
I'm looking forward to the project of building houses like for the homeless ones.
It makes them more functional, it works more, and it's more logical as well. The houses tend to grow as opposed to being built, if you look at it that way, as opposed to just lime and mortar and stone and putting them together.
I'm looking forward to build houses for them using the materials that we have, like building cob houses, like we are using like soil, what we have,
Your intention goes into each brick or into each action, and so that appeals to me a lot more. Also with my life process, it sort of resonates, it reflects the two.
I've already set up my business, the Earth Partnership, and my motto of my business is human conservation through nature conservation in whatever I do, and it's now just to go and do the job.
I'm in the minority for the application or the way I'm looking at it. There's a massive, not to sort of generalize, but a confused majority of people that are trying to break the system or cut the system or move beyond the system or in many different ways, but they're not doing it in functional ways that are actually developing anything. They're just actually running around like chickens with their heads off. It doesn't come down to any solid ground at the end of the day. And so I would probably say a minority, which is growing very, very quickly.
I would recommend it to people that are closer to it applies to almost everybody, anybody who lives in a house, anybody who's thinking of getting a new property or a new house, or engineering students, architectural students, design students, students of life. Anybody basically can learn from this course.
I don't think it's targeted to one specific person, so at all. It's a wide-based little program that targets everyone, I think.
I think young people from my community have to, and when I go back, I will tell them about this, about this learnership. I'm sure that they will come, they will learn a lot like me. I learned a lot because when I come here for the first time, I was like having any background of any things that we did up to so far, but now I understand it, I know it, so I'm going to apply it and I'm going to tell them about it. I'm sure that they are going to be interested in it, so they will come. So va ta kota ku va dyondza eka ndhawu leyi mi nga ka yona, va kota ku teka leswi swi nga kona lawa swi ya swa pfuna kaya.
I do tell people, whoever I meet them, about what is going on in my life, if they're interested enough to listen. So from that point of view, but also hopefully within my future career, designing and creating functioning and working and practical solutions, and then that being a model that people can work on.
I've actually been planning for this since October. There's already a few real opportunities out there that I'm working on in engaging sustainable communities within spatial development frameworks within the country and also abroad. And now I have the theoretical knowledge also to apply in that. And I've got Midgard's help, obviously, to go and do these things in a proper way that's been tested before.
But I think it pertains also directly to people who are involved with the construction industry, the engineering industry. Those people will benefit a lot from this because they will be able to just leave the cause more awakened and more conscious of the kind of decisions that they have control over. because they are leaders and they are teachers to any client that comes to them for advice, and they can influence people's decisions.
I would definitely think so, because it's mutually beneficial for me and for them. We obviously have to work together on these developments.